Professor Martes-Sen, thank you so much for making the time in the midst of a very busy day and a busy time for economists at large, given what's happening in the world. I want to start by asking you, you were somebody who rooted for Barack Obama. You described him in an interview to NDTV, in fact, as cool.
Well, he is cool.
He's not.
I plead my understanding that he is cool indeed, but coolness may not be enough at this time.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to ask you. He's now president-elect. The burden of expectations has begun. He's identified the financial crisis here as his first priority. But so far, in the last few days, Wall Street has not reacted with jubilation. Why is that?
Well, I think there are three things here. One is when a change of government comes, stock markets often are hesitant because they don't know anything about this guy. And given all the propaganda that's gone on that he's going to make it a socialist economy, quote unquote, which is a bad thing to happen in the United States as the natives think of it, of course there would be some scare. But secondly, he is still not in charge, of course. And to some extent, the last 2 days' fall were the result of the previous week's rise. It's been going a yo-yo-like up and down all the time. And I also agree with him that he has to treat the American economy as his first priority. A, because it's very important for America. B, because it's very important for the world. You don't want a global meltdown to begin here. And it nearly was beginning, or is beginning, we don't know yet.
That's right.
And I think, as you know, the Asian market, including the Indian market, has been reacting very much in tune with Wall Street. I think we have to see whether he manages to pull this off. And in fact, even without coming to office, he doesn't come to office until January, whether he can generate the confidence and think will be an even keel. But that itself would not be adequate, though.
I want to pick up on what you said about the perception and the propaganda that Obama may take this back to a socialist economy. Now, during the campaign, McCain made a big deal out of this. He said, you know, he wants to spread wealth, I want to distribute it. Is it your sense that President Obama, when he is president, will take this back to a more protectionist economics?
Well, there are three issues here. There is protectionism, there is socialism,
yes,
and there is inequality. His rhetoric has been more protectionist than I would have liked.
Yes.
In fact, I had to give an interview in Time magazine. It should have come out. You never know with these magazines whether they ultimately publish it or not and when. But they asked me what did I make of the Obama presidency, and I was very cheerful and very happy about it. This was an interview before the event.
Yes.
But I anticipated that will happen, and I thought it would be a good thing. But I did say he has to re-examine two policies in particular. One of them is whether he has got the balance of his policies right on trade. I think he was playing to some extent to the voters in threatened voters, particularly in the Midwest, about trade and jobs being exported. That isn't the basis of a very good general policy, I must say. And the other was, I think, the rhetoric about tough line in Pakistan had some difficulty because of the fact that he really, aside from anything else, I mean, toughness with the militants in Pakistan is obviously important. But you really do want the Pakistan civil society, which, as you know, is to a great extent secular,
yes,
to be on his side rather than against him. So I think he has to re-examine them. But my main theme was that the reason why his presidency is good is that he begins a tradition of listening to reason, which is not absent in American history, but which has been not very present in the last two administrations over the last 8 years. But coming back to the global crisis, he ought to take also a leaf from Gordon Brown's book from Britain, namely that it's not adequate only to establish equity holding over some banks, which he has done in the way that Britain has initiated, but also proceed with Gordon Brown in asking the banks to do certain things.